Brown had traveled to Mexico and was arrested as he was re-entering the United States. Former NFL player Sergio Brown is in police custody in connection with the death of his mother. Authorities ruled her death a homicide and her son, Sergio Brown, is the prime suspect.
I've covered a lot of stories on this YouTube channel, and I can say with the utmost confidence that this might be one of the worst stories that I have ever covered. And I hope to God that there's no truth to this. I hope it's not true. It's not looking so good. Now, before we get to the content, make sure you drop, like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Today's video is sponsored by Pristine Auction. If you don't know about PristineAuction.com, they are the most trusted sports memorabilia and collectibles auction site. Auctions on PristineAuction.com start at just $1, and each day there are over 1,000 autographed items available. So you can win signed authentic signatures at affordable prices. Deals are always happening on PristineAuction.com, and they have just about every player that you could want, including Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and so much more. Every item on PristineAuction.com comes with a certificate of authenticity from the industry's most reputable authenticators, PSA, Beckett, Fanatics, and more. Upgrade your collection of signed memorabilia today and get $10 off of your first item won when you use registration code Mikerophone. But wait, they supplied me with a giveaway for all of you. Here's your chance to win a Stephon Diggs signed Bills full-size throwback speed helmet. All you have to do is sign up on their website using my registration code Mikerophone to be entered. Links are in the description. And thank you, PristineAuction.com, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Oftentimes in the NFL, you'll see a player that just barely is able to sign on with a team and may hang around the NFL for a few seasons before he's out of the NFL for good. And in this particular instance, Sergio Brown falls into that caliber of player. Sergio Brown was a standout track and field athlete when he was in high school and played well enough to get a scholarship to the University of Notre Dame. But he wasn't productive enough to really impress any scouts, and as a result, when time came for him to declare for the NFL draft, he went undrafted. Luckily for him, he signed on to a team that was notorious for its ability to develop late round draft picks or undrafted talent, and that's the New England Patriots. The craziest part is he was actually able to suit up for a Super Bowl as a result of this. He played with the New England Patriots from the 2010 to 2011 season before moving on to the Indianapolis Colts for the 2012 season, played on the Colts for 2 years, then moved on to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then would play for the Atlanta Falcons and Buffalo Bills before calling it a career in 2016. Again, not necessarily the craziest career, but for his trouble, he was able to get himself $6.1 million throughout 7 seasons in the NFL. Not bad for someone that didn't necessarily play a significant amount of meaningful minutes, had a 6-year career in the NFL, and to be honest, didn't really seem to be too active in the NFL, because statistically speaking, this is a guy that was a career backup, and in about a 6-year career, he had 144 combined tackles, 2.5 sacks, and was able to come down with 1 interception. Again, not necessarily the biggest standout player, and there's many players like this in the NFL, and you wouldn't really hear much about Sergio Brown for quite some time, until recently. Now, I'm just gonna give you guys a warning. This is where it gets really, really dark. Sergio Brown could have just took that $6.1 million, invested it wisely, and really leveraged that capital to set himself up for the rest of his life. Believe it or not, there's some people that don't make $6 million throughout the entirety of their careers. So making that sum of money is very, very impressive, especially for a career backup in the NFL. Now, about a month ago, we got a report from CBS News saying that Sergio Brown and his elderly mother both went missing from Maywood, Illinois about a month ago. And during the search, they actually found out what happened to the mother. Mother's gone. Her life is ended. But no one was able to find Sergio Brown at the time that that report came out. But things would take a very bizarre turn, as a few days after that report, Sergio Brown would post a video where he was speaking in, I honestly couldn't understand a word that he was saying. He definitely seemed like something was up with him. Check it out.
News, fake news, fake news. It has to be the FBI that came into my house on Bob Marley's death day, which is 511 Agent Gas, unwarranted. They kidnapped me twice from home, the Maywood Police Department, right? Chris Football did it twice. Aaron Peppers was there the second time that it happened. It had to be the FBI or the Maywood police. I thought mama was on vacation in Sinaloa. That's fake news. Get the my goddamn face. She retired. If you want to come to me, the Maywood police got to give me money. FBI had to do it. They got the power to do some like that. What the is going on? That's fake news. Don't come with me.
So definitely someone who doesn't seem all that there. And this definitely caused people to draw specific conclusions after seeing that video. I've covered the Kai Jones situation recently on my Flight Mike YouTube channel, where Kai Jones was behaving in a similar way. We've been covering the Chandler Jones storyline on this YouTube channel as well. So a lot of parallels to be drawn here of NFL players acting up a little bit. But in the case of Sergio Brown, again, he wasn't nearly as active, and therefore I'm going to draw the conclusion that he didn't take nearly as much contact because he wasn't in the NFL for nearly as long. And again, he was a career backup. Now, with that being said, this storyline took a much stranger turn, as on October 2nd, Sergio Brown would start tweeting. He started out by saying, "What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you." Ralph Waldo Emerson. Some guy responded saying, "Didn't you end your mom's life?" Sergio Brown responded saying, "Wait, didn't they say I died at Mr. Brown's lounge or someone killed me before August 20th? Now, how does double jeopardy work with fake news? No, she is live well and on vacation. All of y'all." Kanye shrugs. Now some guy would actually fact check Sergio Brown saying, "How do you expect your brother paying tribute to your mom?" And Sergio Brown would respond saying, "My brother went to jail in July. How did he get out? He can't do that." So the reference that this guy is making is Sergio Brown's brother, Nick Brown, posted onto Instagram saying that his brother Sergio is still missing. "If anyone knows where he is, I want him to know that I love you and please come home." Jesus, man. I mean, I cannot imagine the pain this young man must be feeling. Nick Brown, I mean, just the allegations at this point that were levied against Sergio Brown were insane. But things would get even stranger from here. If a video of Sergio Brown trying to hide the fact that his mother was gone doesn't make you raise an eyebrow, if Sergio Brown's video of him speaking in gibberish doesn't cause you to be concerned, what about a video of Sergio Brown partying in Tulum while the investigation into his mother is going down? This is a man that is quite literally turning up in Tulum, and he does not look like he's sober, by the way, for the record. He definitely seems like he doesn't even know where he is. I mean, just look at the way he's moving. We don't even need to go into details on this. There's no way in hell that this man is sober, and it's very obvious. But he's smiling and he's happy and not a care in the world. I mean, with all due respect, man, if someone's mother passes away, how the hell are you doing these things? Okay, cut it. No, we're not showing the rest of that. Okay, we're done. Sergio Brown's responses would get even more suspect. Someone said, "Didn't you end your mom's life?" He responded saying, "They found a man hanging in a tree too. I'm surprised they didn't say that was my mom as well." Which, oh my God, bro. So graphic. I mean, wow. Like, if you want to deny this, just a simple,
"No, that's a horrible allegation,"
is all that would suffice, or maybe just ignoring it, assuming you didn't do it. For me personally, just even trying to create an image of his mother hanging in a tree, if he didn't do it, do you know what I mean? Like, if you were being accused of ending your mother's life, you're not gonna say,
"Oh, they found someone hanging in a tree as well. I guess that's my mom too."
I wouldn't even want to imagine that if I was him, if I didn't do it. But he seems so desensitized to the fact that his mom is gone. I mean, look, some people are closer to their mothers than others, but I know people that have had horrific relationships with their mothers that are visually shaken up when they're gone, possibly because of what could have been, possibly due to blame for them not being as involved as they could or not making a better effort, whatever the reason. I can't generalize everyone's relationship with their mother, but what I could say is that's a very, very suspect response. And here's what's even more shady. He gave multiple responses to that. "No, that's fake news. I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of craziness going on in Maywood. I don't know how our names came up in anything, honestly." Some guy would also say, "How many pills are you taking a day, man? Seems like you are totally tripping." Man, the pills I got, I was in the NFL, as you heard, were compromised. I don't take any of that stuff anymore. I have been detoxing since 2020, and I appreciate the concern. Well, things would officially hit the fan as police would announce that they have arrested Sergio Brown under suspicion of him ending his mother's life. So, according to Maywood Police Department, on Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, Sergio Brown was taken into custody while re-entering the United States via San Diego from Mexico. San Diego Police Department Threat Management Unit, along with the local and federal agencies, took Mr. Brown into custody after a warrant was issued for first-degree murder for the death of his mother, Myrtle Brown. Currently, Mr. Brown is awaiting extradition to Maywood, Illinois to face charges of first-degree murder. On Saturday, September 16, 2023, when family members and authorities were unable to locate Mrs. Myrtle Brown nor Sergio Brown, both were considered missing persons. After a brief search of the residence that the two shared in Maywood, Illinois, Mrs. Myrtle Brown's body was found near a creek not far from the residence. Wow. I mean, just looking at this man's mugshot, you could tell that there is something very, very off with him. And the fact that he's smiling in this as well is just wow. I mean, if these allegations are true, this is one sick and demented individual. And I really hope to God that these allegations aren't true, man. That has got to be the worst thing that any family member of this individual has to hear. Imagine being his brother and hearing that Sergio Brown ended his mother's life. It's just so horrible. And I really, really, really hope it's not true. The Brown family responded to this saying, "Our family is thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office answered our call for urgent and immediate action in the case of our beloved Myrtle Jean Simmons Brown. They're also heartened by the news that Sergio Brown has been apprehended and returned to the United States unharmed. Our family is prayerful that as the investigation progresses, more answers will become available, shedding light on the circumstances surrounding this heartbreaking incident." Christian A. Conway, Esquire, family representative. Usually in these cases, man, usually in arrests, I try to rationalize things. Maybe I'll say that the player could have had the CTE, maybe he's under some sort of substance, and you know, that could very well be the case in the case of Sergio Brown, but there is nothing, this is assuming that these allegations are true, there's absolutely nothing that you could say that could rationalize something this terrible, and all I could do is pray for the Brown family, because this is, I cannot imagine a worse pain in life to endure than a loved one ending another loved one's life, and said loved one clearly being under the influence of something or not seeming like himself, and said loved one looking deranged as an individual. So I'm just gonna pray for the Brown family, man, and for the love of God, I really, really hope this isn't true. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.